Welcome and thank you for being today. The idea is that I will make a presentation on the new updates and everything, and then if you want, you can make questions just out of make it more organized. So this is the second webinar that we do for US and Canada. The idea is that on every webinar, we spend 2 or 3 minutes on things that like more of a brief reminder of what Cadler has, but essentially this is about bringing the news on what's new on the app, what's coming now, immediately, and afterwards. Okay, as I said, this is an intro webinar, but also an update webinar. In general, like this is the agenda. So first, a brief reminder of the whole app. This is like 2 slides, so it's 3 slides. It's gonna be very weak. Then second, it's in this new update. This week we'll have a new update, a strong one that we spent the last 3 weeks coding and preparing and testing, and then we'll have what's in store for the following update after the update that we have now. We're already we're projecting 2 new updates after this one that you haven't even just seen, and then we have a space for questions and feedback that you may have. So as you know, this is an app that is mobile. There's an App Store, iOS and Google Play. So it's Android, both Android and iOS. Today, the platform is organized in a way that you have like an overall general livestock inventory management and billing. So general purpose sections that involve every feed yard for now. Things like yard sheet, cattle inventory, being able to bill if you are a custom feeder, cattle movements, etc. And on the other side, we have like feeding and supplies features, which are the ones that are composing one of the main licenses. So the ability to create your rations, create your like assign rations to pens, and then being able to create load or batches, and then being able to connect to scales and then go and do that. You can do that like connected to a scale with a cattle link box. Heather, if you can.
Who's going now?
Let me. I'm gonna mute you as well. This is only screen you can share.
There we go. Now we can see it. Perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. So as I was saying, we in the platform today, we have like all the basics. We have all the feeding sections and supplies, and the ability to connect with the box to the mixer tracks, and all the supply management with all the new features that we have been recently adding, like different ways to manage costs, and the ability to do it on the phone if you want, or in the tablet. And more recently, last webinar, we also spoke about animal health, which is still today, but it's already working on beta version, where you have the ability to create treatment. So this is something that is not officially launched, but for the people that are asking us to try it out, we can enable that to them for free until we have the whole module, which will include both animal health and all the shoot part of the app. So it's animal health is general treatment, but also being able to pick up an EID on the go, on the fly, and then or a visual tag, and then being able to pull up the profile, the animal profile, check the records, and apply treatments or do different things. So this is already working also in a beta version. Some of you guys will be able to see it. This about the EADs on the phone is enabled on the yard sheet section just for phones. Then I'm applying a treatment. And today, so this is like our plan. So today we have already officially launched all the two squares in green. So there's a very limited free version for people that are just getting into it. And there's the feeding license, which is the one that we are speaking with you about. And it's as a one only price for everything that is on it. And gives you, of course, both the general purpose features stuff, but also all the special features on the feeding section, which involve the feeding, all the subsections in feeding, and the supply management for ingredients, etc. And what I was just also telling about is the health and shoot, which is another commercially is another module. You see them just as part of just as two different sections of the app. It's all integrated, and down the road we will be adding another module with the administration with more customized features on admin for, I don't know, sometimes they're more sophisticated features that we might want. So of course, if we bundle that, there will be discounts, but in general, this is what you can expect for the next evolution of the app. We have been growing nicely. We're growing nicely. We have more partners than last time we talked a couple of months ago. We are working in the US, but we are also working already in Canada. We're working in Argentina. We're working in Uruguay and in Paraguay. We're beginning to work in Brazil. We're doing the first tests, and we tend to partner with different companies, either like national-wide or regional-wide, that help us to give support, customer support to our members. So last time, in the last webinar, we did some highlights. The editable load, for the ones that were here, if you remember, or if you have seen the videos, so more flexibility in the loads and being able to reuse the loads, the custom loads, also the cost management for certain ingredients, the ability to put margins on shrinks on certain ingredients, like the new reports that we had at that point. More flexibility in general, and animal health that in March was new, and now is not so new because there's been like 2 months at least of people using it. And these are the new features that I wanted to present. The new update, it's been like every time we do an update, we need to present that, to validate that on especially for Apple on the App Store. And even if we have it approved on Google, we need to launch it all at the same time on Google and Apple and the App Store. So it takes us just generally 1 day since we present it until we deploy it. So tomorrow we're going to present it, and probably by Friday night we're going to deploy it. So you will see all the new features on Saturday. And that's how we do it. And we do it in general every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks we're launching a new update. So it's aggressive. Sometimes it will take us a little bit less, depending if we take out some of the things that we need that are urgent. Sometimes we might do like a little correction, or something failed right after we did an update, and so we will do 2 days after we do the update, we do another one, but we don't even count it because just for corrections. But more or less every 3 weeks, at the most 4 weeks, we're getting a new updates, and these updates are generally very substantive. So 6 type of updates for this, like 6 features for this update: new dashboard, lot entries, lot plan, yard sheet, delivery plan, cell phone, and other features. I'm gonna get into each one of these. So on the dashboard, you will see that there will be some changes, like especially additions. I think you might have seen already that we have been testing the news notifications. Like on the right, you see This is sort of a news feed for internal alerts, but we are adding more news from the industry with a link and picture to a certain article that we might think that is relevant. We are adding commodity prices. We have already made the space. Probably on Saturday you won't see it, but you will see the title. We are adding cattle metrics that so far they weren't there. For example, I don't know, the average weight for the whole feed year or the mortality rate.
You run in and grab me Addie's phone open.
Okay. I will ask you if you could kindly mute yourselves just to avoid me having to go every time on each one to see if they're muted or not. So we have like more metrics on feed delivery. So the idea of this dashboard is that we can look at this and have a glimpse of what is happening and the big numbers on our feed yard, at our feed yard. Very soon, today you will see still the occupancy across pens, which is the same thing that we have today. But as we are signing an agreement with the Lanco benchmark, we'll probably have different benchmarks that will distribute across the app in different points, and the occupancy benchmarks is going to be one of those. Lot entries is another one, another feature that is important. So far, when you create a lot, even if you could add more loads of cattle to the same lot would have always the same gender and breed, or would be undefined, and the same cost basis, and the same buyer. So that would mean that in practice, every lot, it was one owner and probably one purchase. Now we have added a new tab here in the lot view. This is the lot view in cattle management. So once you get to a lot, to the list of lots, you enter to any one of these lots, and what you see now is a view of the lot. And when you have the end, you have this tab, new tab, this is called entries, and you see this list. These are the different entries that we did to for this lot. And what you can see here is that you might have different genders and different buyer or consigners, different pay weights and different costs for each one, even if we are in the same lot. So this is solving that something that is for certain people that were buying lots here and there, and they will have different cost basis. Then the overall cost for the lot is an average of a weighted average of all the different entries, and that gives us much more flexibility to reflect the complexity of the operation. There might be people that don't use it, but there's tons of people that have asked for this. So if you get into any one of these little pencils in one of these 3 rows that you see at the bottom, you will find a edit menu where you can add more information, even on the logistics. So we will continue to add more fields that you might optionally fill or not. You're not forced to do that, so you can just work until it makes sense for you. But if you want to, you will be able to add more information on every lot. That will be down the road useful for comparability, to just check performances across who was the consigner, lots of things that open from here. Another important one is the lot plan, which is also in the cattle inventory section, and within the lot view, which is the plan. So now we will be able to define a target or a goal for this lot. So I mean, let's say that our nutritionist recommended that these cattle that came in with these features, the idea is that overall it gains, I don't know, 3.2 pounds, just to follow with the example here, in over 120 days. You will be able to play with it. Of course, there are certain interdependencies here, and then you will freeze that, which will enable to first project the weight gain that you have established, like the as the weight gain that will refresh on every day on this log, but also give you alerts. Hey, like you're getting to the end weight for like, or the goal weight for this log, or hey, you should be, I don't know, sending out this cattle because I don't know, you were approaching the date. Don't pay attention to the date itself. It's just an example. The other thing, so this first row is what we're launching today. The next row, the feeding plan is we couldn't make it in time to feed it now. We did part of it, but we didn't finish. So it's gonna be in the next update, but I'm gonna show it because it's part of the same thing, which is adding a feeding plan. So this is always optional, but you could say, hey, I'm gonna be on, I don't know, I'm gonna define 16 days for this lot on ration starter. I can define what is the expected target gain with this ration and how many days I want to transition. And that will give me alerts at a certain moment, we will also add the option of automate the change on the delivery plan. So if you're picking, transition 5 days, we'll probably split the ration so that on the first day of the transition, it's going to be 80% of starter and 20% of grower. Then the second day is going to be 40, 60. Third day 60, 40, 80, 20, and then you pass into the other. If you don't want that, you just put 1 day and that's it. By default, there will be just 1 day. So this is interesting and also gives you, I don't know, alerts on the, hey, you need to be changing rations if you're not using the automated version. We don't expect people to use the automated version because people want to control what they're doing. But it's like we are opening these avenues for more features. Sorry. The fourth one of these improvements is certain improvements on Yardsheet. So Yardsheet, it's suffering some changes due to feedback from many of you guys. Hey, like the chart is not, I don't know, useful enough. Is missing certain I don't know, filters, certain metrics. So we are trying to refine it a little bit. So we're refining the chart. We are adding dry matter intake as a percentage of body weight. We are adding the cattle owners that weren't here, so you can check it out. We will probably this is the view when you're getting to each one of these pens, right? But you have a general view of the Yardsheet of all the pens. We're gonna also refine that. We haven't done it yet, so that you can have on one sample snapshot, you can have more information than what you see today, especially for some fellows in western areas in the US and also in Argentina and in Uruguay. They have asked us that they wanted like a little bit more information on the front end. We are always in a battle to show things in a very simple way, and we prefer people asking for a little bit more complexity instead of going the opposite way. So this is one thing that is, and also a shortcut to bank score here from this pen view, which is something that people will be looking at the Yardsheet and doing the bank score and going back and forth between the view that they might have from the yard sheet and the view that they might have from the bank score. Another one is, I'm messing around here with the numbers. We are adding, this is also been a result of a request. We are adding the delivery plan, which was so far just on the tablet version and logically on the desktop version, also on the cell phone. There's people that have been asking for this, so we have already added it, and you will see it this weekend. The reason why we hadn't added it yet before, it was because we didn't want, there were some situations where the feeder owner wouldn't want for some of the drivers to be able to intervene on the delivery plan, and just even in the load and drop, they still can't edit the load. You can just do it on the tablet version or the desktop version. What we're doing is, okay, putting back all this stuff here, and then what we'll do is create certain permissions for editing or not editing certain things according to who are you as a user, what is your role, which is something that you can control on the settings section. But more on a like, instead of having full access or zero access to a section, okay, you have access to this section, but you can do stuff and you cannot do this other stuff. I'm looking for the number 5, but I think I have it done. I have them all. Just let me check. Yeah, I have them all. Oh, there's another one. There's another thing. It's other features that I don't have the screens now, but are also added on this update. One is we have enabled the ability to create alerts for specific feedstocks and also bed products. So if specific inputs, when regardless I'm talking about, I don't know, feed stuff or bed products. So you can subscribe one email now. So let's say that you're a feed yard and you are working with your vendor of a certain ingredient, and you want him to have, I don't know, keep track of that ingredient, or you are a feed ingredient company and you have a good relationship with the farmer. Sorry. I didn't expect this. Okay, sorry. And now you will be able to send automatic emails with the stock alerts for specifically the feedstocks that you assign. Another one is weight backdating, which is something that we had also we're owing to some people, and being able to edit by the lot and not just the sub lot. And also the ability to change and like move the order of the load and drops, the loads. So these are I don't know, some of the things that are coming on this weekend. Let me know. I'd like to stop here because it's a lot of information, just to see if you have any question. Don't be shy. Okay, no worries. Just if you want, you can interrupt me at any point. We're already programming the next 2 updates. So there's a lot of things for the next 2 updates. What some of them are to be confirmed, because it depends on certain things that we are doing on the back side of this. But then just to mention animal hospital and animal health improvements, these are the parts that are missing for having the whole animal health section in place. Being able to to define rations by pounds per head, which is a little thing. Well, having the commodity prices in place, which will be useful for us for many things. For example, I don't know, following automatically changing the price of a certain ingredient automatically if you want. We are also doing like a partnership with an insurance company for the people that want to do hedging to be able to do it like in both systems and buy contracts. And the following update after that, we'll have a shoot, which is long time promised. Grain bank, which is another feature that will probably like be separate. The new design of the invoices and closeout, like more cleaner views, more complete. Also, we will improve the setting sections to be able to configure more of the things we want, and we'll be integrating more EID readers for all the individual management sections. So and we will also add more reports. Feel free to ask us for more reports, because this is something that is not that hard for us. And now we have, like, the only thing that can delay one report is other feature that is getting before, but we know that we lack some reports, and it is important for us. We already have a list, of course, that we haven't already been asked, but just feel free to let us know whatever you need or whatever you think is important. We are all about listening what is really useful for you. Thank you very much. Please let me know if you have any questions about any of the aspects that I just presented.
Hello, yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Will there be a way for me to be able to have direct contact with my nutritionist directly through Cattler, and how would that work? Nutritionist, consultant, be it what it is.
So there's several ways to do that. One of the you on the settings section, you are already able to open access, specific access for your nutritionists. I might show you this here. So if you go here to the users and role in the settings sections, which is here, this not here, you have these different menus, and when you go to users and roles, you can define certain roles with certain access to section, like I was showing before, and then you can invite people to, I don't know, let's say whoever, to as something, as I don't know, perhaps I don't know, your nutritionist, your veterinarian, assign him a role, and he will be able to see whatever role you may give him. So this is nutrition. Yeah, this is not a good example. This is a good example. This role that you can create out of your creativity, and put the name that you want, you will be able to give him whatever access you want to certain sections, so he can help you. Also, with the thing that I just mentioned about the alerts, you can also subscribe an email and let him know about, I don't know, how your ingredients, some of ingredients, or your vet products are for your veterinarian. So that's different ways, like protected ways to share information that might be useful for you as a farmer, that somebody, I don't know, can give you a better service with that.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
That's not as good left over.
I couldn't hear what?
You have some sort of payment official?
Could you repeat that code? Oh, I think that wasn't a question. Okay, thank you very much. We are super excited about this. And please take it a look. It's probably gonna be out in the next 2 days, and we really hope you like it. And we ask you kindly give us feedback. Let us know what works, what what could be improved. We really want to make it work for you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.